Today's day one for Annie. We're going to start working with her today and work on reviewing some of the topics that we started her on when I first halter broke her last year. She's been running the pasture for about a year, so she's pretty much does what she wants to do. She doesn't really like to be caught, so the way I go about catching my horses when they don't want to be caught is driving them around and not letting them stop and eat until they start to come to me. I try and bridge the gap between us and keep them moving, and just continue to drive them around for until they give up and come to me. And they usually will in about 2 or 3 minutes. They get pretty bored pretty quickly. The other horses all think it's great fun too. So we just keep driving her around here and ignoring the other horses, not letting her hide behind them or anything like that. Eventually she starts to get tired and she comes right into me. She kind of knows that she needs to listen and let me put the halter on. And now we'll get started. So we get her in the round pen out here, and we're going to start working on reviewing our old techniques. I'm going to work on desensitizing her to the tack, so to the halter and the lead rope. We're going to work on leading, just kind of seeing what she knows. Work on stopping, turning, yielding, and making sure she just remembers all that. It's all going to be a little rusty, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll tune up on it later, but so far so good. If she pulls any stupid stuff, tries to do anything silly, we're just going to ignore it or reprimand it, but not take any pressure away and continue asking for what we were already asking for. And the bad attitude should go away. If she does, she did try and kick me a few times and she got in big trouble, and then we went right back to doing what we were doing. Asking her to lunge and reverse. Not perfect, but she is doing it. She's really stiff in the neck, so that's something we're really going to have to work on. It would be a little easier if we had a rope halter on or not a nylon halter, but part of what I'm trying to do here is I'm not so focused on perfection, but consistency. If you're always consistent with your horse and always keep doing the same thing every day, they're going to learn. Hopefully you teach them the right thing and not the wrong thing, but they will always learn. Next, we're going to introduce the fly spray. She already kind of knows what it is. She knows enough to be afraid of it, but she's super thin-skinned and gets really annoyed if there's flies on her, so I want to introduce this early so she can focus on her future lessons. So I start just by rubbing the bottle all over her and getting her used to it around her without the spray. When I did introduce the spray, she was very freaked out, ran backwards a lot, tried to kick me a couple times. I made sure I got tighter on the lead rope so she wouldn't, and then I continued working on just following her with it until she stopped, and that's when I would take the pressure away, so that she would learn the only way to get the spray to stop spraying her was to stand still. And she caught on in about 20-30 minutes. Took a while, but over time I think she got more tired and more relaxed. By the end of today's session, she was still tense, but by giving her releases every time she stood still, she was able to tolerate and stand still, or at least freeze, while we did the fly spray. She wasn't relaxed yet, but that will come with time. Finally, we ended our session today with a little bit of lunging. She's super disrespectful out in the round pen when she's not on a rope, but we hope to work on that.